This, guys, is the LG G6, LG's flagship smartphone for 2017. And I have to tell you, though, it's quite impressive so far. So the G6, of course, is a smartphone with really thin bezels with about over 80% screen to bezel ratio. So there's really little bezel on this device. Now, what do we have in terms of just parts and components for the G6? First off, starting with a headphone jack. It's a 32-bit headphone jack with 32-bit DAC in there, so which means, of course, some really good audio, which you'd expect from the G6. Design-wise, you can see the aluminum trimming, the antenna bands, volume rocker on the left-hand side, curved edges to give you a better protection on this device. Now, in terms of just feel and look, I have to say, though, the LG G6 is really well crafted in terms of what you get for a handset. Also really slimmer frame too. We'll talk about that later on in the video. You've got USB Type-C charging in the bottom, fast charging in there. You've got your speaker grill. There's also a microphone port right there. And again, those rounded edges really showcase on the G6. Now, in terms of specs, you're looking at a Snapdragon 821 processor housed in this device. You've got a 3200 milliamp battery for, of course, some long battery time. Those are dual 13 megapixel cameras. We'll talk about more. Internal storage is 32 gigabytes with expandable storage of with a micro SD. As I mentioned, dual 13 megapixel cameras, and we'll get more into the camera itself, but you also got your fingerprint sensor at the back, similar to what you had with the V20 as well as the LG G5. That's a glass back finish on the G6 itself. Now in front you have a 5 megapixel wide angle front facing camera for all you selfie fans. But just going back to that display, it is absolutely gorgeous. 2880 by 1440, 18 by 9 aspect ratio. As you can see, there are no buttons in the front, and that display takes up a lot of real estate. It's an 18 by 9 aspect ratio in the display. Allows you to navigate and see a lot of things. Now, this also supports Dolby Vision and HDR10. So if you're watching HDR illuminated content, you will enjoy it on this display, which of course is a QHD display. But that aspect ratio really goes a long way. Now, there are a few apps that support that in there, and it also helps while using the camera. So the camera, as I mentioned, dual 13 megapixel camera, also of course has manual mode in there for video as well as manual mode for taking photos. And with the video, of course, you can adjust your hi-fi recording of the microphone stereo. You also have different frame rates. You can change your bit rate. You can also change the video resolution to 21 by 9 and 18 by 9. So you can actually use cinematic, 18 by 9, 16 by 9, different aspect ratios to hit what you're trying to record. The camera itself is really, really impressive. I think a lot of people like what you get with the camera. You've got, of course, the pro mode. You've got your manual mode in the camera in here, and you can actually go ahead and see what that real estate does. So in, of course, the auto mode, taking photos, you get already a quick preview of the photos you have, as you can see me here. So if you snap photos, you can do that, and also you can change your perspective with the dual cameras, and select which way you want to actually shoot your photos. But in terms of photo imaging, I think the G6 does a fantastic job, whether it's in daylight, whether it's using the front facing camera, whether it's also in low light. You can see the images that we've taken here with the G6 really illuminate and showcase what it's done. I'll say, guys, stay tuned for when we actually do a full review of just photos of the G6. But so far, I like what I'm getting from this device. Now, in terms of software, it's running Android 7.0 with its own overlay. It's really snappy, of course, with that 821 processor. You've got, of course, a nice even flow. You can see, of course, your app tray there, the accessible icons you can use. You've got color correction. You've got comfort view, data save. Also, there's also screen sharing as well as file sharing right there in the notification tray, giving you just all those abilities to go in and quickly access what you need to on your device, which is good. As I mentioned, this is running Android 7.0, and you can also use that standard Android 7.0 overlay in the menu structure, so you can actually go ahead from lit to list view and navigate through with this device. One thing I will say using this is that it's really fluid, and I do like using it without the app tray located on the desktop, which we'll talk about in a second, because there is an option for you to switch out of this look and move to a look that doesn't have the app tray. Again, all the buttons are on-screen buttons, and here's the look with, of course, the app tray located, which is a lot of waste of space there, I would say. So LG, hopefully you fix that before launch. Now, it's got wireless charging. Yes, it's finally there, but PMA and Qi charging on this device, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm glad that LG's supporting both formats, and we have wireless charging in this device. This is also a water-resistant device, IPS68, so you can see it's water and dust proof. Of course, you can take a swim with it quickly. Just, take a shower with it if you want, and your device will still be fully functional. Now, the LG G6 also comes with Google Assistant, so you can go ahead and use that to either shop, use it to look for restaurants, and use all the functionalities you expect. Some of the things I do like about the G6 are some of the little things that it offers with that 18:9 aspect ratio. The ability to take photos and quickly preview right there and then really showcases how well this device looks and feels. Now, overall, my first experience with the LG G6 has been wonderful. I like the look, I like the feel. I also like just the way it handles and the camera functionality you get from this device. I think a lot of people will be quite impressed with what the G6 does, both with the front and rear cameras on the device. I think overall, LG has something that's really enticing for people to look at and see in terms of the device that has a large display, really thin bezels, easy to handle, wireless charging built in, water resistance in there, as well as also just some really smooth functionality all the way through. So if you guys have any questions or any comments about the LG G6, let me know. Don't forget to like and share this video, favorite this video, subscribe to the channel, definitely hit the notification icon to get none about more videos from us, and always enjoy your